Shots. She's done a great job.
Our officials today, Erica Leslie, Liz Brush, Jody Mishna, and Kathy Russo at the table. Maryland and North Carolina, the trilogy here in Philadelphia. As Cummings, along with Sammy Jo Tracy in the draw controls. Bryn Boucher elects to give it back off to Stukenberg. As we take a look at the keys, Sheehan for Maryland. North Carolina with 5 fouls already. Stukenberg free position. The junior fires and scores. Maryland striking first.
In the game, we've already seen 2 8-meter shot opportunities for Maryland. They deliver, pure and simple. You give them the opportunity to shoot, they are most likely going to score. North Carolina needs to limit those fouls. Every goal is scored. Only the person that scores the ball is supposed to drop their stick, and the officials take that stick and then check it for a pocket depth and make sure that the stick is not illegal. In a quote-unquote non-contact sport, you want to make sure you have a legal pocket where you can see the ball when you put it at eye level.
Aly Messinger, part of that 2013 team, feeds it in front, shot and a goal! North Carolina answering. Ella Hazard, the
just beautiful offensive movement. Messinger is so quick and shifty. She's an excellent feeder. That was a beautiful pass there to Hazard. An absolute bullet across the crease. See how Taylor has to get all the way across. She comes a little bit high on the crease there for the defend, which gives the shooter the opportunity to fake freeze her, and then you can shoot around.
Or more points. A deep offense if you talk to head coach Jenny Levy. As Cummings and Tracy back to the draw control circle. Cummings back on Friday. Eclipsed 500 career draw control wins. Just part of a stellar career for the senior with this Maryland program. And now a battle far side of the field. The ground ball picked up by Sammy Jo Tracy in North Carolina. Back on the attack.
Poorly, and that doesn't happen often, but it's the only way you're going to have success if you cause Maryland to get off their game somehow.
McCool on the left wing, charging in with Cummings, drawing the slide from Maryland. Here's Reed off that 5-goal performance against Penn State. These two teams meeting back in late February in Chapel Hill. Maryland edged out a 1-goal victory as Messinger finding Devlin on the cut, shot to the back of the cage. And North Carolina striking back with back-to-back.
American had 1 goal in the semifinal win. She struggled, quite honestly. Penn State did a good job defensively on her. She is hungry today. Great job catching that pass on the move, shooting across her body from the outside. You can see how pumped up, have an extra advantage.
Ground ball loose to the far side. Alex Moore, McCool able to come up with a ground ball momentarily as Stukenberg with the trail check gives possession back to the Terps. And slipping and falling for a moment, Morgan Torgler, the junior defender.
She also has the defensive matchup as the other team's oftentimes best player. She's on Marie McCool today, number 4 for UNC. And Marie McCool's got the task of guarding her as well.
Here's a look at the Big Ten Attacker of the Year, Megan Whittle, drawing the double team inside the 8-meter arc. That one taken away as Stephanie Lobb on the check. That leads to the cause turnover for North Carolina, who wants to run. The feed in front. Beautiful move on the roll dodge. Sammy Jo Tracy back of the cage once again, and North Carolina extends their lead to 2.
You got to give credit to the defense. Unbelievable job stripping it from Whittle, transitioning downfield. Tracy with a beautiful face dodge. Strong shot from the outside. Just powering through with the bounce shot. Gets her defender with that beautiful switch of direction of the feet. 3-1 for Carolina.
In seconds to take the 2-goal advantage. Back to the draw control, and who else but Sammy Jo Tracy? That's why she's been such an inspiration for this team throughout her playing career. Kelly Devlin issued the penalty. Giles, who came up with 2 goals in the win Friday night over Syracuse, the freshman. As Cummings back at the point. Giles sees a lane momentarily, and now a foul that's going to set up shooting space and North Carolina. Giles to the cage. Too high over the cross.
Really penalized teams sitting inside the 8-meter, and the purpose of 3 seconds is to prevent crowding, which is a safety issue in the game.
Back to 7-on-7 as Stukenberg, top of the 8-meter arc, finds a lane, shot right to the stick of Megan Ward, who comes up with her 2nd save here for North Carolina. Rams history as McCool, marked by Cummings. That's what makes Cummings such an effective scorer, an effective defenseman as well, leading this team in multitude of facets. This time McCool finds a lane in the back of the cage. And the sophomore helping the...
Pointed that it was her fault after the goal. Cummings goes for this check, which she normally gets. She misses. McCool delivers. UNC's up 4-1.
North Carolina defense coming in ranked 25th in the nation. On the switch dodge, Whittle. Nowhere to go, but she does draw contact. That'll be a foul against North Carolina.
See another yellow card being issued. I believe it's the second. See Whittle going in. And then the goggles go down. So
the remainder of this game as Maryland looking to take advantage. Cummings has to back away off to Stukenberg now. They work it underneath. Boucher! Somehow that did not go in under the foot of Ward. Number 5 for her. And the scene.
And on defensively, they need to make sure they're marking up tight, that they're really collapsing. Carolina's had success with the feeds inside. Got to make sure the communication is there defensive-wise.
Hazard trying to go low on Taylor. No dice, but stays with North Carolina. Messinger, the feed in front, back of the cage and in. What a beautiful feed from Messinger, senior to Sammy Jo Tracy, and North Carolina.
And threading the needle here. You know, excellent ball movement, switching to the fields. Messinger gets it into Tracy. She doesn't have much room, but right now what you need to do defensively, her stick is free. You got to get stick on stick, deny the pass.
Carolina here with under 13 minutes to go in this first half. The draw control once again taken. Maryland is on free position shots, yet it stays into the stick of Steele, and a reset here for Cummings in Maryland. Taylor Cummings, the youngest two-time Tewaaraton winner. Many believe that she will be the first ever three-time winner, the Heisman Trophy in the sport of lacrosse. Cummings through traffic. There's Ward once again with the stop. With a 5-1 advantage, trying to get their first title since 2013. Messinger matched up with Alice Mercer, the Tewaaraton finalist. Wraparound, draws the slide, in front, shot to the back of the cage. North Carolina is firing in all cylinders, and Carly Reed.
Stingy all year long. It's Messinger behind, she gets the slide, she gets inside though to Reed, who delivers. Carolina's got a 5-goal lead on the reigning national champion.
Largest deficit this year for Maryland in 5. What was the message by Kathy Reese in that last time out?
In typical Maryland fashion, it's just calm, cool, collected in those huddles. All 3 coaches, you had Kathy Reese, Laurie Kenneth, and Caitlin Phipps, get in that huddle and just tell this team to calm down, play their game. Do not make this easy for North Carolina. They want them to play Maryland lacrosse, and we've seen it. This team can go on runs. A 6-1 deficit is not that much for Maryland.
Whittle coming with the strike to the back of the cage. And the Big Ten attacker of the year.
Able to finally hit the back of the net. But see the spacing here. The double team does come, but she has space before she gets the shot off instead of letting collapse on her. Credit her teammates for giving her a better lane to go to goal. Her stick is free. The placement is there. Ward is crouched down low, and then she explodes upward. But it was
being a former attacker for Syracuse, what do you think about the shot clock?
You know, I think what often goes unnoticed, 90 seconds is a long time offensively. You can get your sets, you can get your look. Most importantly, you can get down the field, give your middies a rest. I think 90 seconds, if done right, will lead to a lot of goals, but a lot of possession time as well.
As Cummings works it back outside that 12-meter fan. Marked by Stephanie Lobb. Cummings, who has had a very quiet first half. Wanted with Ward staring her down. Maryland desperately needing a goal with under 2.5 minutes to go in this first half. Whittle sees a lane, top shelf for the sophomore, and Maryland has cut the deficit down to 3.
The face guard on her. Up top, she's working hard with the pick and the switch of players. Gets her defender off her, also gets possession of the ball. When she has time and room, she's unstoppable with her speed. The placement of that shot was exceptional.
The Maryland fans certainly.
I was Taylor Freshman against freshman, and Maryland's going to have a chance to break into this deficit in the final minute.
That's not the shot you wanted there. They could have held on that one for a better opportunity, but Maryland gets a charge and they can work it a little bit in transition.
Taylor Hench with a burst of speed matching up with lob. Jen Giles, the freshman, shouting out the orders as Steele works behind cage. Less than 30 to go in this first half. Wannen looking to feed. Cummings, she's been quiet so far in this first half. Off to Stukenberg, met by a triple team. Finds an open steal behind the back. Are you kidding me? Hashtag SportsCenter Top 10.
Could be shifting. That's a momentum type goal. Good placement. Just look at those three UNC defenders. How they steal wide open. Ward comes out there to try to shut her down. She reads it, shoots behind her, open net. Easy score, 6-4.
The attack unit for Maryland has taken a bulk of the responsibility in the last half. Were big 6 of the 10 coming in that second half of last year's title game. But North Carolina 16-0 this season when leading at the half. They are 30 minutes away
For this #1 freshman class at UNC.
as Hendrick, the junior, out of Manheim Township in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, had the torn ACL last year, did not play in the title game. And North Carolina, she coming out with a lot of patience on this opening possession. Taylor Cummings with the job assignment defensively on McCool. Cummings, 3 shots, 2 turnovers in that first half for Maryland. Bo works it to the right wing as Messinger controls at the point.
She's been so dangerous when she goes to cage. She draws that double, is able to find the feed.
Messinger charges to the back of the cage with a shot, and North Carolina strutting their stuff in Philly up by 3.
About equal goals and assists on the year. You have to recognize her as a threat to pass and to score. Had a bunch of assists in that first half, decides to take the shot her own. She's come up with some big time.
Ever ACC tournament title for the Tar Heels and Jenny Levy. As the draw control won, this time again by North Carolina, a 10. As Cummings back to possession. And I know it's something Coach Levy has been tired of hearing throughout this year, but what do you make of her decision to stick with Ward this time around?
I think it's extremely smart. She was really inspirational play the first half, came up with, really stole some of the goals from Maryland. Maryland started the game 1 for 9 of their shooting. Since then, they've gotten a little bit better shooting the last 3 of 4, but a lot of that credit goes to Ward.
First time in the second half, Megan Whittle and Maryland has been able to run their offense, and that one sneaking through. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, and Maryland will take
each of her goals. We'll take a closer look. Looks like it just hits the defender's stick. Pass inside.
And when you talk, and here comes North Carolina, numbers the other way for the Tar Heels. As Messinger, beautiful trail check on the other end, right to the stick of Alice Mercer. Here's Cummings, held in check thus far. Shot to the back of the cage, not the case anymore. Taylor Cummings on the board, and Maryland.
Cummings, when they need a goal, she delivers. Started all the calls turnover in the midfield, but you could see the fire in her eyes. She was determined to get this one in. Just great placement there. Shooting a 5-hole, excellent relax. Normally, this is all business for Taylor Cummings. You can tell her excitement in this goal. She struggled with the shooting early on.
The men who have a 30-second shot clock. That's Sammy Jo Tracy. A couple of goals to her credit.
And the biggest difference really is the men's is only put on when there is a stall warning. The women's will be 90 seconds off of every change of possession.
North Carolina, who fell to Maryland earlier this year by 1 in Chapel Hill, but if you talk to both sides, they'll say that game might as well have been played in the fall. It was so far away. Our two teams are so different, but yet the rivalry rising in this sport.
And I spoke with both Denny Levy and Kathy Reese before the game on that. More on that later.
As a beautiful goal put together by Carly Reed, an answer on the other end for the Tar Heels.
Goals in the semifinal win against Penn State. Beautiful job getting in the right place at the right time, and most importantly, finishing.
Tied her career high in that first half against Penn State.
Stukenberg instead. UNC has had the edge here. They're looking to get a different feel inside to get a win.
Is that the right decision for Maryland when you're down by 2?
Oh, I think so. I mean, it's not just about the person taking the draw. Sometimes the sticks don't match up. A person's not having a good day, so you want to change the personnel.
Here's Reed. She's got some momentum. Beautiful feet in front. Messinger with the bounce shot that goes in. Maryland cut it close, and North Carolina answered with a punch of their own.
How dangerous it is when you win the draw control and you push the transition against Maryland. They utilize that pressure, they see it, and then Taylor comes up a bit high there. It does force out your angle, but as a shooter, you just had the whole open net. You're right on top of her. She sat back in the cage there. She might be able to make the stop.
To secure the victory, but North Carolina has seemingly righted the ship, especially midway through the second half. Messinger, a 6-point performance for the senior. Torkler drawing the assignment, feeds it to Hendrick, underneath shot, and North Carolina starting to feel it in Philadelphia, up by 4 thanks to the junior.
Take a look, feet inside, she whips it around with a cannon shot to the top corner.
Sheehan, one of the big nuances for this Maryland team. They've not been in a situation like this in the latter stages of a game in quite some time. How do you come over this deficit? As North Carolina, you see this offense, the first time they've been able to put up 10 goals an opponent has on Maryland. What's the game plan if you're the Terps?
You need possession. So these draw control wins, you have to give credit to UNC. Too soon to go into really a high-pressure defense. You're down by 4. This Carolina team is so skilled. We've seen them evade a lot of the checks. And the double teams from Maryland, you need to get the ball back.
North Carolina has been excellent at the circle, a 12-6 advantage over Maryland at the draw control.
And that's huge. I mean, not many teams dominate Maryland in the draw. Syracuse did have the edge, although that didn't translate into the scoreboard.
This May, Hazar underneath through the legs of Taylor. And North Carolina goes up by 5 on the goal by the sophomore out of Westwood, Massachusetts.
The name complete team effort. Hazard had the first goal of the game. She's left wide open. Now defensively, Maryland's got to put the pressure on, but you got to make sure the players closest to the goal are well defended, collapse on them.
This here, she's going to take us through.
And also said they weren't afraid to switch. You know, if she had struggled in this game, it wouldn't have been a surprise to put Waters in, but instead they've stuck with her, and she is the hot hand.
Now a double team trailing Aly Messinger as she flirts with the restraining line, but draw.
UNC operate with more freedom, so play good, patient defense. Love that they're sending double teams early. They need the ball back. I mean, we're in the stall zone now. There is a lot of time. North Carolina's got a 5-goal lead. They don't want to give the ball up right now.
Hazar coming up with that last tally. Beautiful feed in front to the back of the cage, and North Carolina continues to dominate here this afternoon. A 12-6 advantage over the 2-time reigning champs.
For UNC, Maryland's putting on the pressure, trying to get the ball back, but then they're leaving openings in the inside. The pass is going inside for the finish. Great vision here, just catching all the holes in this Maryland defense.
Game has gone through a great struggle in his life. A train accident that he suffered last year hospitalized him. Had to go through multiple surgeries, and yet he is here this afternoon trying to watch his daughter win a second national title for North Carolina.
Sammy Jo was able to tell us the other day she's got a tattoo DT on her wrist.
Caroline Steele, the freshman on the other end from Maryland, answers with a goal. Much needed for the Terps. Here with under 10 minutes to go in this second half as Steele and company still fighting down by 5.
It's not over yet. A little under 10 minutes to go. Steele coming up with a big goal. She closed out the half with the behind the back. Scores her second goal today. Quick shifty moves. The freshman, she's an excellent finisher inside. Maryland keeps it a little closer. 12-7 lead to UNC.
Now for our Enterprise Pick You Up moment, Sheehan. It's been between the pipes in the form of Megan Ward.
I mean, she has had a stellar day. The #1 offense in the nation in Maryland, and Ward has been strong after struggling in a semifinal game, getting cold. She comes out here, all business, stopping shots, making excellent saves, putting UNC on top, 12-7.
For Ward, 12 saves on the day. She settles play to Hazar. And North Carolina's fan base is starting to feel it. Great success this year for both the men's and the women's programs. For both Maryland and North Carolina, the men's final equally the same in terms of the playing partners. As North Carolina, McCool, the feed to Hendrick! And the hat trick for North Carolina's junior, the quiet All-American, has put the lead back up to 6 for the
shot. The pass for McCool, double teams there, wide open, Hendrick on the doorstep. Excellent patience there with the fake-in shot.
Sheehan with the losses of the light.
At least a little penalty for UNC, and they've had to remove the stick.
Out of the timeout, North Carolina resetting the offense on the far side of the field with Sammy Jo Tracy. The senior out of Bedford, New York. Part of a senior class that has came in with 70 wins, a national championship, and a couple of ACC titles as well. And at this point right now, Sheehan, with North Carolina up by 6, what does Maryland have to do to try to cut in this deficit with time being their biggest enemy?
Yeah, it's not on their side, but we'll see where they're giving the ball. False start on Maryland. They're going to false start Maryland, so it'll remain UNC's ball. They've got to get the ball back here.
And they do, in the form of Hadnaghi. And a timeout. So a 13-7 advantage for...
Do what we do, score a goal, bring it back to the draw, and do it again. 5 minutes is a lot of time.
She knows what she's talking about, does Phipps, a former Tewaaraton winner on the staff for Coach Kathy Reese, as Steele, the freshman. And a beautiful takeaway on the defensive side for North Carolina. Anticipating that pass was Alex Moore. And using the term snub. But let's not forget, she's only a sophomore as well. 2 more years to dominate the sport. Feed in front, Reed, anticipated with the save by Taylor. The Big Ten goalie of the year with her 6th save of the season in her first national championship game. Maryland needs answers, Sheehan, and they need them quickly.
UNC's got to play good, patient defense. A lot of swinging in the midfield right there. This is not the time to come up with a big takeaway check. Play good, solid defense, get the hole. Don't let Maryland score, but you don't want to get a yellow card.
Cummings just 1 goal to her credit. Stukenberg faces off with Ward. There's a stop and there's a save, matching her career high with 13.
I mean, Ward's on fire. She's just been unstoppable. Excellent job reading the shots. I thought the defense got a little over-aggressive there, and I thought that was going to be a goal, but Ward comes up and saves their back.
As we approach the final 2.5 minutes, North Carolina, a team that won their first ever national title against Maryland in triple overtime back in 2013. Maryland flipped the script on North Carolina, winning by 1 on this very field.
Maryland's left the goal completely open.
And Hallie, celebration, it's starting to get a little bit louder on the North Carolina bench.
These girls can feel the championship at their fingers. They're starting to hold hands. They just screamed 2 minutes to go. They feel the energy.
Card going against Bryn Boucher, the senior out of Hingham, Mass. She'll take a seat. The cage is empty. Sheehan, back in 2013, they were chanting road to #1 after they won the national championship over Maryland. Could we see once more perfection come to an end at the hands of North Carolina?
It certainly seems like it. And North Carolina, they were the team that everyone thought could, if anyone, could take Maryland down. And they've done it in dominant fashion. Maryland had made some runs, made it a little bit closer, but UNC responded.
Maryland, that has been the benchmark all season long, undefeated at 22-0, an offense that's averaged 15.5 goals per game, number 1 in the nation, has been stifled here tonight with just 7, as Ward, nearly going behind the back again, was Maryland, and this time Whittle. And the final, $1:29 left to go.
Maryland, unfortunate penalty, are being whistled offsides. So it'll be a change of possession here for UNC, costly mistake.
Ward, a mishandle momentarily as Whittle trying to battle through. And Freisinger, the anchor of this North Carolina defense, an All-American. And a clearing upcoming for North Carolina as we approach the final 70 seconds here in Philly for North Carolina. A year that has seen 19 wins, a 16-game win streak, and the final 60 seconds from taking home another national championship.
Officials getting everyone in placement, in the correct placement. Once again, Maryland's opted to pull the goalie. Taylor completely out behind the restraining line, sending in an extra player, but UNC, they're already celebrating.
North Carolina, the men who will be in action tomorrow, trying to become the first program since Princeton back in '94 to win titles in both the men's and the women's in the same year. The takeaway by Carly Reed. Final 40 seconds left to be played. She was dynamic in the semifinal win with her 5-goal performance. Taylor at the restraining line, out of the cage for Maryland. Mercer charging towards the cage. Final 20 seconds.
This Maryland team has been so phenomenal the entire year. Undefeated. Teams have come close. They've always found a way to win. But this North Carolina team, they came in. This was all business. They dominated all facets of the game. Megan Warden-Cage has played stellar.
Cummings with 10 seconds. Ward there for the save. North Carolina, they waited 365 days to flip the script. The Tar Heels end perfection in Philly. North Carolina, the 2016 national champions. A remarkable performance orchestrated by number 17, Megan Ward, the senior. North Carolina in full celebration mode. Jenny Levy and the program have their second national championship both coming against Maryland. They end perfection for the second time here in the Keystone State. What a performance put together by this program.
I mean, a total team effort. Defensively, an amazing job, and offensively, they did a great job of finding the holes. Lots of people contributing, just end to end. I mean, they put an exclamation point. They've been waiting for this day. Maryland has had their number, and they've just come out and put an excellent performance, a full 60 minutes.
Megan Ward, there were so many question marks coming into this game. Would she start? Would she get pulled for Kaylee Waters? A career-high 14-save performance. And Hallie is now joined by the senior goalkeeper, Megan Ward, on winning yet another national championship, Hallie.
Megan, a career-high 14 saves today. I'm not sure if you even knew that. How does it feel to lead this team to another championship?
Amazing. It's taken so long to get back here, and to come in on that and to go out on it is unbelievable.
And you started strong, denying Maryland, frustrated their offense. The defense in front of you played fantastic.
Yeah, they were unbelievable. They made it so easy for me. This team has an incredible amount of belief in each other, and we knew we were going to do it.
Able to go out with a trophy, how does it feel?
Amazing. Glad to get another one.
Thank you so much, Megan.
Megan Ward, who was instrumental back in 2013, her 6-save performance, 3 of them coming in those 3 overtimes to secure the win. How was she able to handle a Maryland offense that came into this game, tops in the nation, and hold them to just 7 goals?
It's unbelievable. The offense of Maryland, they've not been able to be stopped. They were shooting about 49.8%. That's 50%